Hello, my YouTube family. We have a customer that really has something to say. David, right?
Yep.
I picked him up at the hospital and he's crying and crying and crying. And the nurse says he's just excited to go home. So, what happened to you, David?
Well, I have a heart problem and I couldn't breathe. My respiratory was way off, and I have a life alert, and I called life alert and told them I had a heart problem. Well, they must have heard wrong because they called the police station instead. They came in the door, and it turns out they heard over that while I was watching TV. The TV was still on. Jerry Springer was on, and they thought it was real people because of some kind of domestic dispute on Jerry Springer. So that's why they came. The EMS never.
So, wait a minute. You call Life Alert,
Yes,
they sent the police.
yes,
You have Jerry Springer, this show about everybody cursing and
yeah. It's a talk show.
argument. Yeah, I know the talk show, Jerry Springer talk show.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then they
So
heard.
what happened? They kicked the door in?
Well, they heard in the background that some one of the couples was arguing, trying to say they're going to kill somebody. I don't know, but then they were. I mean, they were nice and everything. They came in after I told them I had a heart problem because they thought there was people in there trying to kill me, I guess. So they came in. I said, "Where's EMS? I'm dying here." So they had to call EMS, and the EMS showed up. I come to the hospital. Uh, I'm supposed to usually get there 2 or 3 days, to stay there. Well, it turns out I couldn't breathe after I got to the hospital. It got worse. After the cardiologist, I had 4 cardiologists. I don't know how many nurses. The hospital was pretty good, though. I have to say they treated me. That's a really Meese Hospital is one of the best hospitals ever.
Florida has the best hospitals in the world,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And so all of a sudden, every time I went to sleep, I got about 10 minutes of sleep. Not even that long, maybe 5. I had to get up out of bed and breathe. I couldn't breathe. And I couldn't figure out what it was after the second day it happened. So I was going, what the fuck? And they gave me all this medicine, and it's still, and then they gave me medicine that worked for my heart. But then I still couldn't go. I couldn't sleep for 3 days. Every time I tried to sleep, I mean, I really tried. I'd get up about 2, 3 minutes later and gasp for air. So the nurses came, and I don't know what that could be. And the cardiologist came, I don't know what that could be. Well, it turns out it was food poisoning. So I didn't catch on to it until the nurse said, you had this milk on the table for I don't know how long and this yogurt. It was like 4 yogurts and a couple of milk. But I saved them so I don't have to call the nurse all the time. Well, it was unrefrigerated, so that may have been the problem. That's what she said.
So it's in the hospital that they
Yeah,
gave you this milk?
yeah, but it was still good when they gave it to me.
Oh,
But what it was is I left it there on the table
yeah.
to drink for later, and it
Oh,
sat there for 3 days.
oh.
And so the first time it got bad, I guess the first 24 hours it got bad, I didn't know. I kept drinking it. So I had like 4 yogurts and 4 milks, and that's when it started. The respiratory,
Respiratory
yeah.
problem.
But they didn't know it. I didn't know until the nurse caught on and said, "Hey, that stuff. It only takes a couple of hours to sit out on the table and go and curl on you. And yogurt, milk have, they have. If you leave it out, it's gonna curdle. It's gonna get sick. You're gonna get sick.
So David's happy. He's going home. He's alive and well.
Yep. And I have a service animal, and I don't have any family, so I begged him. I said I need to go home, and they said no, we can't let you. I said, well, it's been 4 days. I gotta feed. I gotta feed. I gotta take care of it. It has no one to go to. Couldn't find anybody to take care of my cat. So I said, okay, that's nothing I could do. So now when I go home, hopefully, I'm sure cats can survive 4 days. So
Of course.
yeah, but it's gonna be. I was so frightened. And I said, man, just take me home. And then, of course, the prescription guy didn't show up on the third day I was supposed to go home. So it made me stay another day. So now it's been 4 days. Just constant problem after problem.
So you're going home, you're gonna feed the cat, and everything's
Yeah,
gonna get
God,
better.
yeah, God bless me.
And yes.
And I want to give credit to the hospital because that was the
yes.
best treatment I've ever had was meat.
So the
Meat
moral of this story is, please make sure if you call Life Alert or the police department, please turn off the Jerry Springer show. That's the moral of the show.
I didn't know they were gonna, the police said they heard somebody screaming in the background. I said, there's nobody here.
You cannot make this stuff up.
No.
God bless America. Please drive safe, guys.
Yes, thank you.